And going. Definitely some of my favorite stuff. Alright. I'm getting everything set in stone and making sure I have exactly what I was going to be talking about here real soon. Set, because it was all just kind of like on the whim, but I have at least something in line. Something. Still working on it. I was able to at least get down to the point where I was, well, I have it downloaded. I haven't finished editing yet. Turns out when you have to scroll through a lot of footage, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to be able to do it all on your own. So if I had money to pay an editor, if someone wanted to do it, free of charge, but didn't mind waiting until I had something to be able to give them in return, that would be awesome. But I also know that I want to be able to give something more. So even a shout out would be something. But no, it's a lot to be able to edit at the level that I'm going at right now. Actually, shoot, that reminds me. I still have my video to do. Let's see. Whoa, I didn't have you on. John Burke, Rando LT. Holy crud, I'm just getting messaged right and left. Right and left. Okay. And I still got videos to turn in tonight, too. I was hoping to have them up earlier today, but that didn't look like it happened. We got caught up in a... Alright, so I'm working on a couple things, and I'm working on them very specifically in order, and it's difficult. Okay, that's something. Let's see, your Amazon order has shipped. Good, and that's just my wife's stuff. And then finally, receipt of 187. Yeah. Just something more than nothing right now. Cool by me. Okay, whoops. I knew that. I knew that. Well, anyhow, I hope to get right down into the business of things. Oh, so in real life it is. Reyes, hi. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. And, yes, DK, hi. Oh my gosh, right off the bat, you guys are right here. Thank you very much. Seriously, I actually really do appreciate that it was that quick. You guys updated it before Twitch even did. So as of right now, I'm seeing currently 0 viewers, but clearly you two are here. So thank you guys very much for showing up, and I really hope that this actually runs through as well as possible. I have my box right in front of the way. Let's move that. I don't know why I didn't. All right, let's. You know what? I'm just gonna get down to the nitty gritty because I actually, you guys are here, and it's technically meant for everyone. Oh, perfectly fine, DK. We literally just finished our dinner. Hopefully to be able to have this ready up actually right now. I'm hoping to be done within the next hour, and basically, if I can be done by 8 p.m. my time, I can just quickly transition to taking a quick break, go take care of my birds, bring them in, let my dogs out one last time, being able to see that they're actually taken care of, and then I'll be right on to well, have a little bit more fun than just sitting here having like a talk show or a podcast. I do think it would actually be a really good idea to switch it over to a talk show, not as much of a podcast. This way, I'm basically, I'm gawking off your guys' ears. I'm streaming, just gonna sit here and chat with y'all. And if you guys don't mind putting out any questions or any comments you might have, and I don't mind reading them along with what I'm saying. At least to try to, it's more or less to have the flow. Had a chance to look at and count out. No. So we were actually looking. We just got to Disney Plus, DK, and unfortunately, today alone has been. Well, we're ramping up a couple things, and we did not take the time to look at it, unfortunately. But I can tell you right now, if I can basically be, I want to settle down. I want to settle down before I start watching a few videos, because right now I am watching a lot for inspiration. uh, versus just to sit down and enjoy. So I'm willing to watch it, but I don't think it's going to be today or tomorrow. But I do know that it's a really good indicator of this weekend, because that's basically all I plan on doing, is just trying to enjoy myself learning while I do a lot of research, because I actually was just I've all right, so I'm not gonna lie, I've actually got a lot to let you guys know on the backside of what's happening right now, podcast wise, as well as, or talk show, podcast, whatever, as well as what's happening right now with stream, what I'm going to be doing, and what I'm moving towards. All the while, I'm letting you guys know about what we're doing in this podcast. I've watched it 6 times, and two of those for the sake of my budgie. That's funny, actually. You watched it because of your budgie. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna let y'all know and basically hit right into it. Why is this not opening? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I can imagine actually that music is that. I mean, animals love to bounce to music. Right. Well, here's the basic concept of what I've been getting into. I'm diversifying my skill set. I know for a fact that I have a degree in arts now, so obviously I know how to do some sort of have some sort of ability to have some sort of presentation style. But I'm also getting into electrical engineering, so I have two separate skill sets. Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to, I guess, represent, not only on the podcast, but, or not only in reference to the stream, but the idea of how a business revolves around skills. Skills, and basically, in a matter of speaking, it's, and I'm going to keep looking down at it because I haven't figured it out how to figure it out, make it more a little bit more fluent to where I'm actually paying attention to you guys. It's not just a piece of paper. I'm not gonna lie. This is that it's my notes. I've got a few little notes. I've just got something going along. It's hardly anything, but it's something to just kind of chat about that I'm also very aware of, that I hope will have a little more fluidity. I'm really trying. I was in public speaking. This is kind of an awkward way to do public speaking because it is in my house. So I'm trying to keep a flow rather than like looking at an audience and just trying to have like a bunch of talking points. It's just to have something to talk about that I know has a tie, but I need to work on having to make it a lot more easier without getting myself caught up in what I'm doing, and actually keeping to what it is that I'm trying to, I guess, chat about. What it is that I'm trying to specifically chat about. And in this particular instance, it's knowing how to have and utilize skills. Well, by having skills, you've basically got to be able to quantify the number of skills that you have. Now, if you know that if you know what a skill is, then you should know how to be able to utilize that in conjunction with other skills. Now, it's gonna really drone on and sound like it's really annoying just to say the word skill, skill, skill over and over. So the idea is to also see a diversity in word choice, because that right there is its own skill set. The ability to articulate your thoughts into viable word choice that makes sense when presenting information from one person to another. That right there is its own skill. While my ability to sit here and stream and click on a button, set up my computer, that way I can actually utilize my internet budget, or the internet that I have. There you go, actually. Talent or ability. Whether or not something is easy to you, or whether or not you just have the capacity to learn it. There is a massive difference in what you can actually utilize, but in both scenarios, you're still gaining a skill. You're still utilizing a skill, and by doing that, you're gaining a trade, something that you have that is valuable. So if you know for a fact that you can't pay for something per se as part of a business deal, if you're trying to exchange goods and services, a good is something that is created from skills. A service is a bunch of skill sets combined together to create one capacity of, well, the trade at hand. So like my particular instance, I have a history of carpentry. I've been doing woodworking for the longest time. I mean, I literally was. I've been in woodworking for as long as I have remembered that there was a job to have. I was with my church as a kid. I did various little projects around town with the community of the church. I went through school learning a bunch of different aspects of construction and how to use the math to be able to make construction more feasible. That way you're not just blindly cutting up something. Skills in general created my ability to understand more and more about the trade of construction, to be able to utilize that as an a starting point when I got out of school. That was my trade. I started in construction. When I went into the military, I joined as a carpentry and masonry specialist, the 12 Whiskey 10 series, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that to you guys before. But that's exactly what happened. I got a bunch of different unique skills, combined them all, and now I had carpentry masonry specialist. Because that one word has so much value behind it, has so much diversity behind it, that it can be summed up to a simple phrase, but has several meanings to it. And that's exactly what I'm trying to configure explaining, is that you can use a bunch of different skills, get a bunch of different bits of knowledge of different things, and combine them and create something that's completely different, but yet somehow the same, and continue to perpetuate your own ability to keep earning. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm learning how to earn, and the only way I know how to earn is by doing. So start with a simple skill, a very simple skill. It can be something as simple as talking. For someone who struggles to communicate, who struggles to understand, simply based upon I would go to say it's a language barrier. Having Asperger's syndrome, it is difficult for me to register what someone is telling me if it's not necessarily the right word choice, or maybe the right act of intent. Like, I'm gonna go do the dishes. Okay, well, that could mean a couple different things. But are you meaning you're gonna go wash the dishes? Or are you gonna put the dishes away because there are dishes in the dishwasher, there are dishes in the sink? Just to put into simple everyday life I guess lifestyle choice. I don't know where I was going with that particular bit, but the whole point to that is that there is something that there could have been multiple meanings, but because I struggled through it to understand what exactly the choice was, I'm learning how to circumnavigate so that I can better understand that. And that by in itself is a skill. That's the reason why relationships are so important, to be able to retain skills. Because if I want to get better, I have to keep practicing. And it's something that I got taught years ago. It's not about practicing perfectly every time. It's about practicing to make better, to get closer to perfection. Because technically speaking, you'll never be perfect, ever. It'll never be perfect. What you're trying to do will never be perfect. But that doesn't mean you can't get as close to as making it as good as possible. Better yet, in one way of phrasing it, it's not about striving for 100%. It's about striving for as close to 99% as possible. Because it's almost impossible to get 100%. You're not going to be able to make it absolutely 100%, without question, without fail, perfect. It will not be perfect. We live in an imperfect universe, but 99.9% of everything that we're surrounded by is, by itself, a design of perfection. The chaos is perfect. So use that chaos and realize that you can build up to being able to get as close to 99%. If you want to strive for perfection, you're going to fail every time. But if you strive to get better, if you just strive to get better than you were before, 1%, even 1%, just one, if you get 1% better each day, then by the end of the year, you've hit 365%. That is 3.65% better than you did at the start of the year. And that's exactly the reason why skills have to be practiced. It's not, that's the reason why I have a hard time with the medical industry. Because I've had doctors straight up tell me that this is exactly the way it is. The problem with that theory is you're in a practice. You can't tell me that ibuprofen will work 100% of the time, because it doesn't. Not for everyone. Everyone has different types. It's a different skill set to be able to understand how things can actually line up with themselves. And knowing that you have a different customer basis will definitely lead to, well, a difference of pattern. There's a lot of depth to it that I can't explain right now, and I don't think is a really good idea, but that's the exact reason why I can lead into the next thought, which is diversity. By being diverse, you create a wealth of knowledge. Not only do I know how to swing a hammer, but now I know how to drill. I know how to cut. I know how to scrape. I know how to dig. I have a wealth of different capacities. It's just like in Skyrim. You're not gonna play just single-handed, just one-handed the entire time. No, there are three separate trades, so to speak. Thievery, in which case you're being deceitful and you're being quick. Then you have warrior, where you're being blunt and you're being strong and you're being mighty and you're powerful. And then you're being magical. If you're going to be a wizard, you're going to straight up go for holding back and have everything light, but now you can utilize your basic body to produce this magical spell that'll take out your enemies. There are three separate ways to take out your enemy in Skyrim. Now, I know that's just a game reference, but that's actually the kind of reality behind the use of diversity in your trade. Because there are multiple things you can do within a trade. And then you said, DK, science is kind of a concept of an absolute. Exactly. That's the whole point. That's the reason why I love, I think it was Newton's, I do not remember which law it is, but I'm almost 100% sure everyone will get this by now. Newton's law. For every action is an equal and opposite reaction. That doesn't mean 1 equals 1. That means 1 equals 0.5 plus 0.5. So you have 2.5s that happen to work in conjunction with each other, but it's never going to be concrete. That's the reason why you have male and female. Just to put that out there in the case of human interaction, yes, there are transgenders, there are people out there who want to identify as something other than just the binary system of male versus female, but that's still just the basic concept of understanding the structure of we know for a fact that there are females, we know for a fact that there are males, and that combination creates human. Equal and opposite, because guess what? Yeah, truth be told, I don't give a flying what the hell anybody else tells me. Male and female are equal and opposite. They're both equal and opposite to each other, and that's what makes humans. That perfection of humanity is knowing that there is a diversity of people. Humans aren't just one concept. We're a combination of several things, all conglomerized in an equal and opposite reaction. Combine those two, and that's exactly what we have. Diversity in combination. And that to me is one of the most beautiful things I love about thinking about humanity, and not just in seeing us as fodder. We're not just animals ready for the slaughter. I am not personally somebody that you can just take advantage of for my paycheck. No, I have skills, I have knowledge, I have the capacity to make things happen. So I use that. But guess what? So does my wife. And she's got a completely separate skill set. She herself is diverse in her own way. Combine us two, and now we have a child. The beautiful combination of life created from equal and opposite. And if you notice, I'm not saying who is equal and who is opposite whatsoever. I'm just pointing out that the combination of two people that love each other and have that diverse background of knowledge can come together and combine into what is the next equality of, well, perfection. The chaos of perfection. Or of affection. I don't even know how to I don't even know how to word that. Anyhow, DK, you said a ton of atoms understand a vast combination of atoms in thousands of combos. Exactly. If you've ever been to the city, it's the same thing. We all have this understanding of each other, but we also have this wealth of difference that makes the city what it is. And then you have the outskirts. You have the countryside. All still diverse. Completely separate culture, but we're no less or no equal to them. Just because there's more money there potentially in the city makes them no lesser value. And that's the reason why the next bit to mention and conceptualize is rank structure. Believe it or not, yes, everything has a tier system of how much you have or how much you know, or it's not necessarily of saying who's better or worse. That's not what this is. Just because there's diversity and you have a multitude of skills doesn't necessarily mean that you have the right combination or maybe the right aptitude of usage. I know how to swing a hammer, like I said, but maybe my wife might know how to swing a hammer in a manner that's not going to that's not going to strain her arm at the end of the day. Whereas me, I'm sitting there knocking at it. I'm continuously whacking at it. She found a better way, and now she's progressing faster than I did. My arm is tired. I just threw myself into it and just let it happen. She figured out a way around it. Therefore, she knows how to make it better, to do more work. She put in the effort to make sure that there was more done in less time with less injury. That knowledge, that extra little bit of aptitude, literally gives her the opportunity to rise above in rank. She now knows more than I do and can now do better. She deserves more in attention than I do, because her attention to detail is better than mine. That's another skill set, attention to detail. It all adds up together, and the more you have, the better it is. It's not necessarily being materialistic. It's being able to understand that everything can be taken in and utilized. And if you do that, you actually present yourself with the perfect opportunity to always rise. You won't fall if you continuously take in to earn more, to get better. That's the whole point of being able to get into business. Newton's law of motion. Yeah. For every action, there's an equal and opposite combined reaction. Exactly. Thank you for reminding me about that, Reyes. And that's part of actually the reason why I wanted to get into the next bit was it's not about your age. But this is coming from someone who is now newly 28 years old. I have been out of school for a decade. I am no longer in high school. I have just finished college, and I can tell you right now, it is not about your age. I don't give a flying fly's direction towards the horse's butt. I don't care. I didn't want to go derogatory on that one, so I'm just pouring that out there. I don't care about whether or not you're 18 and you're pushing by me in a whole new ballpark of field. Look at Mr. Beast. The guy is, I believe, in 22. He's about as old as my tenant right now in my house. And that guy is Mr. Beast. Jimmy Donaldson is literally a self-made millionaire, and he is young. He is so young. He is in the new age of what YouTube is becoming. And because he's the face of it instead of PewDiePie now, he has the experience. He has the knowledge. It has nothing to do with his age. I'm starting out as a young YouTuber. I myself am not a huge YouTuber. I'm actually not very good at presenting myself to the audience just yet. I'm still actually developing the confidence just to put stuff out there. But I'm still doing it. That's the whole point. It does not matter what age I'm at, what age we are. You can start today. As long as you are trying something, you're trying out a new skill set, which is editing, it's putting together, it's video production. Video production is so massive right now. And it has taken me, believe it or not, I have been watching YouTube grow for exactly as long as it's been open. And my channel by itself, if I look at it right now, my channel, the oldest channel I have, Lion's Den, I kid you not whatsoever. In fact, I will show you guys real quick. This is my channel, my very first channel. How long have I had that channel open? I just surpassed 11 years. that I have had a YouTube channel, that I have been doing stuff on YouTube. I may not have had a lot of stuff. I may not have done much. In fact, that was my very first one 6 years ago, just as I was starting to transition out of the military. I was looking for my way, and that's where I started. But that's the whole point, is I started somewhere. It doesn't matter how late it is. It doesn't matter what you started with. It matters that I put out. It matters that I was willing to put it up. But I took a lot longer to just start right into what I enjoy the most. And what I enjoy is being able to create. And this is what I created. It's beautiful and amazing, but it's very young and naive in how I can start about this, because it's not just as simple as being able to just put up anything. If I'm wanting to be a good YouTuber, if I'm wanting to be a good content creator in general, I have to be able to find out what I want to do, what I want to offer. And that's why in this business, it doesn't matter what age you are. It matters what experiences you have and how you're going to use them to create what you're looking for. If I want to get into making the world's best food, I want to make the most nutritious, nutritionally dense, abundant food. So do you know what I just did? I'm not going to lie to you guys whatsoever. I am preparing right now for a huge, huge recession that we're about to hit in this economy in America. And I'm preparing well ahead of time. I just bought 10 ducks. I just bought 10 ducks, and it is freaking amazing that I even had the opportunity to buy these ducks. But basically, by the time that they get here and they're grown, they're ready to start laying this summer, I have officially given myself the opportunity to never have a missing meal. Eggs will always be available, and that's exactly what I'm trying to keep. And that's the reason why it doesn't matter what age I am. It matters that I'm utilizing the skills that I have. Because it doesn't matter where you start. It matters that you start. And before I finish off with the last bit, I'm going to check out what you said. Paired with attention to detail, there's a quick thinking paired with problem solving. Yes, actually. And see, that's the beauty of it. You said it right there. Attention to detail and problem solving are two of the greatest combinations you will ever witness. If you are an entrepreneur, if you want to get in, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to get into business, if you want to be able to do something other than stay at a 9-to-5 job the rest of your life, working for 60 years and doing crap, it's not as much fun to be able to just go to a 9-to-5 if you don't have a desire to go anywhere. If you do have a desire to go somewhere, try it. And then you said, last bit, DK, I think I've noticed is with the higher technological advance, the younger generation are attaining skills way earlier than the previous generations. Yes, that is actually technically true. Okay, well, as for my last bit, I'm actually going to actually remind that concept, because that's actually the whole ending point to this concept. Is using the combinations. Diversity in combination with, or using combinations with the diversity of all the different skill sets, you gain so much. You can do so many things. It is amazing to know that even if you don't think that you have a job, or you can get fired from any job, you can lose basically everything. But if you have a combination of skills, a built-up level of different trades, then you literally have no ability to say that you can't get a job if someone is looking for help. If someone is looking for something, you have the opportunity to seek your employment, basically. If that makes sense. You'll always have something if you're looking for it. But if you don't put out, nobody's going to put in. So let people know what skills you're trying to do. Be willing to work for the low stuff to gain the capacity to do more. because that's all you'll be able to really go for these days, as far as I'm noticing, is pursuing knowledge, not just money. Money will always come next in my book, but specifically utilizing skills, bettering skills, making new skills, finding new skills, that's literally all what I am trying to do. Just do it and make your dreams come true. Exactly, Reyes, exactly. It's not about being able to be the best. It's not about being able to just it's not putting yourself through the hazing. That's what I was looking at. It's not putting yourself through the hazing of everything. It's literally to give yourself a chance to learn what you can, understand your value in that, what you get from that, and then utilize that. If someone wants to put you down for that, if someone wants to put you away, it's so simple to be able to utilize another skill and get past it. Because if at first you don't succeed, try again. But that doesn't say try in the same manner. In fact, that tells me I'm doing something wrong. If I'm not doing it, if I'm not finishing the first time, I need to use a different skill and then do it again. That's why you sidestep and move forward. If I can't push through this barrier, if I can't push through this wall, well, just like in track, just like in wrestling, just like in any sport, the only way to win is not to butt heads, but to circumnavigate and do something different. So in track, you can do hurdle jumps. Well, you can't obviously run through the hurdles, otherwise you'll just be gaining a bunch of hurdles. So you now have to learn the skill, instead of just run, to jump. There's a whole new skill right there. If you're going to be in wrestling, you're not going to be able to just pin the guy with your legs. No, you have to use your arms. Different skills provide different opportunities. Take those opportunities and make it happen. That's all this is. It's knowing how to utilize and take advantage of the different things that you can do in your life to make things happen for yourself. This way you'll never be homeless. You'll never go hungry. You'll never have nothing, because the greatest tool you will ever have, and I don't know, I can't believe I'm actually about to say this out loud, but the greatest tool anybody could ever ask for is knowledge. This is your tool. Use it. That's all this is knowing how to utilize your knowledge. And you said, DK, sometimes when things get difficult, you have to take a step back and look at things from a different angle. Yes, I couldn't have said that better myself. That is beautifully put. In a plain and simple manner, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't think you have anything else going for you, sit back, reset, and launch. Because guess what? You are going to deal with that in life. And that's one big problem that I've always seen every time I've gone and done something that was work related to be able to bring in an income. Something always happens to push against you. But if you learn from your mistakes instead of relish in the pain that you get from it, you push forward. And that's something that I have been doing all last year. That is exactly what I tried to do all last year. 2021, I was doing nothing but literally trying my best to apply different skills without necessarily stepping down on a single skill and working my way on that one. The one big thing that I have continuously failed to do since I started this channel, since I started streaming again regularly on January 2nd, 2021, community. I have struggled being able to maintain a community because, quite frankly, I want to do everything. And that's one of my problems. I'm trying to learn how to circumnavigate my problem of being able to literally just try out this, try out that, try out this, try out that. I'm not seeking to land anywhere specifically and utilize that skill set. So maybe at a different angle, I should be able to pick one thing. And right now that one thing is, and I'm going to be straightforward with you guys about this. Business is my trade. I have been doing business since I was in junior high. I was given a class to learn how to sell stuff. So that way, my classmates literally were going around and telling our other classmates, their parents, they were doing little things to earn a little bit of cash, so that way we could open up a candy store during the afternoon. So when everyone else was going to do lunch and then eating their food and having fun with their friends, I was running a store. I was we were scheduling ourselves to literally run a little storefront inside the school. So I learned how to take care of and manage a business. It was amazing to be able to have that opportunity, and it just kept growing from there. It just kept blowing up. It worked for me. I loved it. But it didn't stop there. I had to keep going. Now that school's over with, now I have to do my own thing. Well, I got into phone repair. I hated phone repair. I loved being able to fix and prod and play with and do phones, but it felt like more like I was doing like it was an insurance adjuster. Like I was trying to tell people how to fix their phones instead of just and then replacing parts or replacing the entire phone versus just clean out the phone and fix it. Okay, so it's just this little tiny chip that I need to fix. Maybe I can learn how to desolder that. No, it became more of it's going to be more expensive to do this than it will to do something else. And that's the reason why I found out that the bigger corporations, Verizon, Apple, they've been doing this for a while now. They've gotten that concept down, and it's working for them. And I'm just the low man on the totem pole. I had nothing in the market for myself, but it was something I could learn. Now I have a bunch of tools that I can use for a bunch of different things. It was a failed business because I didn't have the right skill set and I had no desire to continue to do so. It was I hated doing it. The next one, I got into business. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that I did that too. So right as soon as I got done with that one, I got into the business of, believe it or not, I was trying to be a motivational speaker. I just wanted to be able to talk to people, to tell them, do good, pursue life. I have no clue what you're doing in life, but you know what? Keep doing you. You want to smoke all day and show people how to not do drugs? Go be right. Go away. Yeah. I had no direction. I just wanted. I know that I can speak. I know that I can speak. I know that I can. I mean, look at me now. I'm sitting here literally getting excited, talking to you guys about an experience. I know how to pump myself up, and that's what so many people are drawn to me by whenever I am out in public talking to people, is because I know how to pump myself up, because I love being able to tell people things that, as far as I'm concerned, hold a very huge value. I mean, I've never had this before. I've never had it before where people were actually appalled and entertained and were like drawn to me. Babies do that all the time. I've always been able to have infants' attention. I've had my child does it. I need to plug in my phone real quick, and I think, no, my headset is dying, and I don't remember. I think it's out in the living room. Okay, all right. My apologies for that. I will be back in like 30 seconds. I have to get my headset, or this thing is going to go off, and it's going to be really awkward. I'm sitting here talking to the mic, and you don't hear my voice. So give me 30 seconds, and I will be right back. Okay. Put B. All right. I don't need that. Okay. Okay. I'm okay. Then bring it here. I'm going in. You can hold up for 5 seconds.
Thank you.
I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. No, you guys, I'm right back. All right. So, found the cord. Turns out I completely forgot we misplaced it, but I hope you guys don't mind that short bit of wait. Yes. Hi.
I'll be popping her out when we're done with
Yes, I'm actually getting close to doing that here real soon. I need to bring in the ducks. So.
Gotcha. Well, I'll at least pop her out and say them.
Yeah.
While you're out there with the ducks.
Caught it just as my headset died. Literally just. Could have waited just a couple seconds longer, and that worked. Okay. Good to see you there, Mr. Simpson. Good to see ya. All right. And just to get me back in the groove of things, I'll read your quick message there, DK. Have a checklist of goals, but instead of work on all the goals at the same time, start at the top and move to the next goal, mastering the first. Technically, yes. Technically, there is some validity behind that, and that's exactly the reason why I've been so adamant about pursuing business. Because just the single word of business has so much meaning and value behind it, but specifically to get into all the things you can do with it, there are the multitude of opportunities that you have before you to get stuff done. Can be started out it doesn't matter if you have one skill that you want to make happen. If you have just one skill that you want to make happen, it usually has a good indicator of movement if you do a couple other things with it. But maybe one of those few other skills don't necessarily work as quickly, but if you make them better, I'm gonna have a hard time being able to explain this one without using an analogy with a game that as I've mentioned with Skyrim before. So I want to be able to utilize the skill I want to be able to utilize Magicka. I want to be able to be a wizard. Well, that has a bunch of things that you can do inside of it. So maybe instead of just being Magicka, I look into restoration. So specifically in restoration, there is a specific perk within it that I have to get up to, which includes and involves regeneration of your own Magicka replenishing. So if you can replenish your own Magicka without having to take a sip from a magic potion, or you have to wait until you have enough, or like you have to have an enchanted item to increase your total Magicka restoration. If your restoration is ranked up high enough within the concept of being a wizard, but you want to be more offensive, maybe you do have to look into restoration as a rank to be able to get to be able to use that one perk to be able to circumnavigate towards the skill set that you want to. So even if you want to be able to build up to a much higher degree, you may have to be able to have something that's even better but not know it until you've actually experienced it. And that's exactly what I'm getting into now. I didn't want to be a farmer. Believe it or not, I hated it. I hate the concept of being a farmer because that's exactly what I grew up with. I grew up in the country, or in the countryside of Montana, where I was shown how to grow these massive fields of corn and wheat, and I just couldn't stand it. It looked like there was such... Monocropping looks like there is so much deprivation of life. It almost looks like you're selling death. Like when you harvest all of that wheat, it's not actually delicious. It's not great for you. It just looks like a bunch of death that you had to like fill up with a bunch of other stuff just to be able to get what you want. I didn't like it whatsoever. It was my least favorite thing about growing up in Montana, was seeing just how much you had to put into the system to get very little out. It was I did not like getting into doing farming as I grew up. In fact, I told myself I was never going to be a farmer. I never wanted to be a farmer. I never wanted to get into being a teacher, and I never wanted to go to college. Here I went to college, I'm starting to teach people, and I'm a friggin' farmer. What do you know? 10 years out of friggin' high school, and I did everything that I said I didn't want to do. Why? Because there are unique skill sets that I can find within each of them that actually have extreme value. The fact that I'm sitting here on the internet, I don't know what to say to gather the attention. I don't know what to do. I don't trust that I have a good enough personality to be a PewDiePie of streamers, or my bad, to be the next ninja. I'm just going to go into the stream universe to explain that to everyone else. I don't believe that I have the personality to be able to be just a personality channel. I'm not Ninja. I'm not Ludwig. I mean, there are so many amazing streamers that have such amazing community, and I just don't believe that I have that. I don't have that core strength. You guys bring that core strength to me, and it helps me want to grow bigger. But I don't know what to give you guys, so I had to seek opportunity. I had to do different things. But this is why I wanted to make this more of a podcast or a talk show. That's the reason why the category is podcast or talk show. Because as far as I'm concerned, I like being able to get into these in-depth concepts and to really, really navigate what it is that makes us us. What makes businesses run? What makes America great? What makes this world great? Why we're not this dying, decrepit species, but that one that has this amazing opportunity that can make things happen. I don't want to see my daughter being my 6-month-old daughter. She is 6 months this next week. Next week, my daughter is going to be 6 months old. And I don't want her to think that we're in this place where she has to work a 9 to 5 to get by and has nothing else to offer. I want her to be able to be excited to go about the next day. I don't want her to know depression. I don't want her to feel what I felt growing up. And the only way I can do that is to teach her. I have to be my daughter's teacher. The one thing I said I would never become. And here I am doing it. But I don't want to just do it for her. So I'm doing it for you guys. I don't want to just be the guy who just sits there and takes everybody's knowledge anymore. I have too many thoughts, too many things going on to not tell you guys what's happening. I mean, you guys seem to be interested in what's going on here, so I might as well tell you. I'm a farmer. I have 30 alright, so there's the other thing. I just sold 4 ducks. Lion's Den has officially made money. I've officially made my very first dollar. I sold $100 worth of ducks. 4 ducks that I have been raising for 2 months from this channel sponsor. He sold me ducks. I took them in. I have taken care of them. They have done well under my order. I have lost 1 duck in 2 months. 1 duck out of 24. That is so much better than I did last year. In fact, last year, I can tell you right now, I lost over half my flock. Some of them were by choice, others were not. I lost my flock. I had to learn. I had to gain skills that I never thought I had before. And then being able to do that, I now realize I want to do this more than anything, because now these birds provide me something more than just skills. They provide me food. They provide me with entertainment. They provide multiple skill sets that I can take advantage of, learn from, and offer to others. Because I don't want to be alone in this. I don't want to be alone as an entrepreneur. I love being a creator, and I love being able to see other people create. That's the reason why I'm on YouTube. I love seeing others create. Mr. Beast has created that for me. I want to pursue this stuff. A freaking kid that is 6 or 7 years younger than me has given me the motivation to just put my stuff out there and do what I can. And I love that. And then you said real quick, DK, I think the core strength you have in regards of streaming is your casual and relatable when it comes to conversation. I really hope that might be possibly true. I don't feel relatable. I just keep looking. I am literally addicted to learning, so I just keep searching. I just keep doing. If that's something you guys do, then please consider hitting that follow button. Let others know that you want to be able to watch the growth of not only myself, but you guys as a community, because I want to work with you guys. I don't just want to entertain you guys. I want to be able to put more out there and be able to, I want to take what you guys give me and give right back. That's exactly what I'm doing. And that's the reason why I'm doing a business aspect and my least favorite part of this show, but it's exactly how business runs, through trade. I trade something for something. Knowing how to value it, like the last episode. Knowing how to decide how to get those resources. What resource am I going to trade and offer? In this particular instance, I would like to let you guys know that I am an Amazon affiliate, so I do have the ability to buy things and try to present them. So I do have an Amazon item of the day. Let's see here if I can actually get on to the next bit, because I'm still working on it, but I'm at least going to inform you guys. Oh crap, Reyes, you just had to tell me to hydrate, and I didn't have my water bottle in front of me. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, perfect timing. Actually, you know what? Fair enough. I'm going to do one thing for you guys real quick. Pre-roll ads are no longer a thing. I'm going to go get myself something very specific and show you guys the fact that my sponsor has given us coffee. So I'm going to go get myself my cup of coffee and have some fun with y'all. Give me just a short moment. I did realize that I did not bring that with me. So let me go get that. Okay, and this is where I can come back and let y'all know just how just so I can get dig into this. You're gonna be gone for 30 from right now. I need to eat. No worries, Reyes. I will be taking out the ducks here real soon. Well, that's exactly what I wanted to let you guys know. Food Force Farms has sponsored this channel, so I do thank you for that, Reyes, to remind everyone that if you'd like to support this channel, but maybe you want to be able to do something on your own, Food Forest Farms, if you guys can see that, if you guys are part of the Food Forest Farms, just like Reyes put in the or just like Reyes put in the command under chat, if you guys want to check out that link below, you can always support this channel by making your next purchase using the discount code below and enjoy a sip break with the rest of us. Just like I get to be able to offer here. If you guys want to work hard, this is the way to go. Coffee is most definitely a go juice. Hashtag sip break. Oh yeah. Oh. Alright, so I don't mind coffee black when it's nice and cool. Or if maybe it's lukewarm. I like my coffee usually medicated, if you will. But no, the taste behind this, I don't need to have flavor to it. I don't need to have fat and extra stuff. It's literally just coffee, and it's so enjoyable. But yes, Food Force Farms has provided a lot for this channel, and I'm so thoroughly appreciative of what they have done for me. Wish they made teas. I believe he's actually gotten into the candies, if you want to do that. In fact, that's actually exactly what I wanted to show you guys. This is the reason why I'm so excited about this. I love this concept. So, here in a moment, I'm gonna do it in order since Reyes did it first. Check this out. Open up. Let's do this. And then what are we gonna do? I'm gonna switch on over to window capture. No, display capture. Yes, we're gonna go over to display capture. Because guess what? Here at foodforestfarms.com, I enjoy having myself So for me, just for me, it's medical. I personally use the cannabinoid infused coffee. It's just mine. You guys can utilize the regular one if you prefer. There is basic coffee that I personally drink, but there's also the cannabinoid end of it that I personally use for purely medicinal purpose. You make your choice. It doesn't matter which. If you want to use the discount code that in the link description of the channel, or of the link description of the command in chat, you can always use that discount code for literally anything. You see on this thing, you see what he has available on this website, you can buy it and use that discount code. Helps out this channel, but it also gives everything to him, and I will gladly promote his channel any day given how much he has done for us. But back to what this particular part is, I personally buy the individual bags of whole coffee beans right here. In fact, yeah, let me see it right there. Whole bags of coffee beans right here. But you can also utilize the hard candies. He's gotten into the commodities for the tea. I personally am making my own teas. My wife and I are literally starting to grow and use our own teas. We got to attempt what a bath bomb is like, but these are all just infused products that you can try. Oh, nice. Thank you so very much. I didn't realize he was going to do this one yet, so this is really new. And see, like right here, coffee and tea melts. It's already available. So you can utilize both of these, whether or not you want to use it in candy form, or if you actually want to use it in the melt. Or you can even have it in tincture. Again, none of this is required, as it is technically a selling choice of cannabis. But for my particular case, what I do, and I don't mind letting you guys know that this is what I do personally. This is what's available. And me personally, I haven't been able to get this, so I think that's exactly what I need to do. It is the beginning of the month. Ships on the 15th. I personally am definitely going to make myself a quick little thing of it. I'm just going to mention this club item. Oh my gosh. Oh, he did do it. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad. So the fact that he has this, oh my gosh. You can literally subscribe to any one of these now. I am so very grateful. Thank you so very much, Brian. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Just like it is right here, Brian's Blend. You can buy anything on a monthly basis. You want to have something that's regular. All of this is to show you exactly what it does for you, which oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate this. Oh man. But yes, you can try all of these, and for a relatively decent price. After all, just watch. I love this to death. Oh man. Quantity 1, but guess what? I'm drinking a little bit more now. I'm using quite a bit more. So I'm gonna raise this up just a little bit. So we're gonna do 2. And as he puts on here, it's very obvious. He tells you right up front. It's about the product, not about you, not about money. It's not about the money whatsoever. And I can testify to this personally. It is actually that wonderful. He cares about that much about the product. He's creating something that if you subscribe to it, he offers extra stuff just for being a part of it. Now it's not that you have. I'm not trying to say that you have to subscribe, but give it a try, give it a shot, and let me know what you think, and let him know. Tell him I sent you. Put in the description and the review, product review, Jack Slate 999 sent you. And as far as I'm concerned, tell him exactly what you think of his stuff. If you think it's crap, let him know. He'll take it. We want constructive criticism here, so please let him know. Let me know. It's worth it. And it keeps on going until you decide otherwise. Just as the same as most everyone else. But he did let you know, and I have personally been able to test that, and it is true. So now that that's happened, I think it's a good idea to hit up a checkout. What? No. And just so you guys are aware, this is my case. This is just for proof and concept. It has to be a capital D, just so you're aware. So let me move my head real quick. There we go. All right, just so you're aware, right here, it does have to be the numbers, the number 10, 10, and the capital D, lowercase OG. Don't forget that, please. Copy it just as it is in the description. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it before, but there it is again. Use that discount code exactly in that format, and would you check it out? You get 10% off your order. If you want to be able to do that, the next step is to put in your information. That's all it is. And I am going to be basically purchasing mine tonight. But I'm also going to be able to move on to the next concept, which is also going to be able to be here. Maybe I can move on to the other one. Last and certainly not least, what it is that I'm getting into, which is the Amazon affiliate. This is my Amazon item of the day review. Oh my gosh, you turn on another one. Thank you very much for that. Actually, how much do I have real quick? Let me see that. Yay, I've earned a little bit more than I did last. Yes. Okay, good. All right. So here's the thing with this one. We got the baby, or we had our baby, and we knew that we were going to be working. We knew that we were going to be doing multiple things. If you have to keep an eye or want to keep an eye on your loved ones, whether it be animal or human, or basically maybe if you need to have that level of security that you can just go ahead and quickly look at a screen, but you don't necessarily want to use your phone, this is its own technology. It was a starter thing, and I can tell you right now, it does work. Now, you don't have to buy this per se, but it is a good idea to have yourself a set of security that's not just a subscription for, say, ADT or whatever company that you choose to go through. If you want to just buy the basic equipment and just start out, just find out what you can do to up your own personal security, but be able to have it readily available and very quick to use. It's very easy to work with. It's lasted basically this entire time. We had a little bit of trouble, but my wife and I have come to learn that she does have electrical issues. She does short objects out, so there is a problem with it. But when we try to let it just sit there and then we charge the battery at a later date, it works just fine, and it's still here. We've had that now for almost a year. If you guys can see yeah, there you go, January 25th. That's the last time that these were bought, and we've had them now this entire time, and they still work. So it may be small, it may be cheap. I mean, seriously, $37.64, that's not a whole lot. Now, I can guarantee you it's not going to be the same price. Oh, wow. Wow, that's no fair. Okay, no big deal. Well, that's a fun one. Well, knowing the fact that that's what I got out of it, I can tell you right now, so far, it is roughly that cents. But maybe there's something else that we can do with it. Maybe there's a little detail that I didn't quite learn about it. And this is just the start. So for something that cheap, it works. And you can always add up to 4 cameras on this. So if you wanted to get the next set, this is in fact the 2 cameras and 1 monitor. But you can always get 2 extra monitors or 2 extra cameras for a very low cost. These work for the basic needs. And if you want something to start with, this is the way to go. Well, I think that about does the Amazon. Wow, I did not expect to be able to fly through that quickly. It was it took me about an hour to get through. That's not a huge deal. So that's the Amazon item of the day, the Motorola MBP36S-2 video baby monitor. It is technically a baby monitor by title, but it can be used for more than that, per your desired defensible standards. And then lastly, the sponsorship, as you guys already know, as already mentioned, Food Forest Farms. I'm going to be purchasing mine tonight.